Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back. So I definitely feel like this video is like a long time coming. Like I should have done one of these a lot earlier because the last time I did one of these was back in December. Without further ado, I'm just going to show you everything that I made. It's a lot. I made a lot during these past, like, what was it, 5-ish months or so that I was basically not really doing much other than focusing on this stuff. So yeah, it's a lot more, but it definitely makes sense as to why I have a lot more. Okay, so I need to stop for a second for my thumbnail, but I'm just gonna go down the list. All right, so I actually made a lot of keychains. I made a lot of things to thank the people who lent me stuff while I was trying to replace some of the more important things like my PC and like whatnot. So I like don't have that on hand right now, but if I do have photos, because I don't know if I took photos of everything, I will just like include some sporadically throughout. But yeah, one of the things that I worked on a lot were like I said, keychains and like little amigurumis like this. This is the Miffy pattern from Bond & Buds. I think it's actually called Bunny with the Hat. I made so many of these. I made 4 of these. This is the one that I made for my little sister. It's a blue themed Miffy with a flower basket. Quite cute in my opinion. I'm not the best at amigurumi, by the way, but I try my best. And then the second one that I made, my stuff is all over the floor now, is this one right here. I made this one for myself. Please don't mind that the hat and stuff isn't sitting perfect. I didn't have hot glue, so I sewed it, and honestly sewing it is not as like neat in my opinion, and I'm not the best at that, so yeah. But I made a similar one with also a basket. I feel like this Miffy would actually look really cute on a beige bag or something similar, and I actually have one to show you all. So I have this one right here. Isn't it cute? And so this one is the Vanessa Palmetto. I'm sorry if I don't say it right. In 14 inches. Super pretty. It has a really nice grain to it. It's like really smooth leather, and this beige color literally matches perfectly with this Miffy. Isn't that like perfect? I haven't put the keychain on yet, but honestly it would look so good. And I definitely want to also decorate this bag more. Like I feel like putting a ribbon on one side or putting a ribbon through the strap would be really cute. And then maybe I might make like some chains on the front for it, like some beaded chains. I think would be really cute. And they're actually having a promotion near the end of October to November, and I will like basically add all the details in the description if you want to look at it. Let's just move on to the next thing. So the second thing that I have to show you guys is this one right here. I wanted this doll for like so freaking long, and I never ever was able to like get it because I always told myself that I didn't need one, because I actually really like dolls in general. I like stuffed animals too. This is my old pom-pom, by the way, and my old Peace-Gay. They were very stained, but as you can see, Peace-Gay only has a dark cast on his face, so he looks perpetually angry. And then Pom-Pom is now a very golden color, even though he used to be like more like this color. But honestly, it's better than them burning to a crisp, right? I honestly can't believe I was able to save them too, but I guess it was because they were on the opposite wall instead of the wall that actually got freaking burnt down, so yeah. But yeah, isn't this so cute? I got him for like literally, or her, I'm sorry, I got this cutie pie for like literally $1 at the thrift. I was like so happy that I finally found one, and so cute. Yeah, I decided to actually make a sweater for this one, but I didn't know what sweater to make them, and I wasn't actually planning on making one like that quickly because I was gonna like make a plan and everything. But then Sophie from Crocheting Moon Fairy needed somebody to kind of basically copy edit one of her free patterns, this Tulip Dream sweater, and so I made a mini one. because honestly I feel like you can't really edit a pattern without actually trying it out. So instead of like spending a bajillion years making a full-size sweater, I just made a mini one using like the same instructions, just like modified for the sleeves, obviously, because their arms are really short and tiny compared to like a human's arm. But yeah, it still ended up being really cute, and I think the sweater suits them very well. Very adorable. All right, so the next things that I want to show you all are some hand warmers. I actually made another pair, but my mom already gave it to her friend. I actually made a pair for her friend because her friend was like super helpful when we were like going through everything, so I wanted to like thank her and stuff because she's really nice too. But I made these Miffy ones. So cute. I actually used the same pattern from my childhood friend hand warmers. Man, that's a bit of a mouthful. Sometimes my naming sense is like interesting to say the least, but I still like the name of it, Zoe. So yeah. Oh, whoops, I put on the wrong hand. And I added a thumb gusset to it so that it would be more warm. So my original pattern didn't have this thumb piece. It was just basically your hand that was covered. But then I was like, realistically, isn't my thumb gonna be cold too? So wouldn't I want my thumb to be covered as well? So yeah, I added this. I actually updated the pattern to add this part as well. And I also added this Miffy graph to it as well if you wanted to make yourself a Miffy. So yeah, they're quite cute. And this is definitely the one that I'm going to be using when my hands are super cold, and it's really useful. So because if you like to type or like tap on like type on your phone or whatever, it's like a lot easier to have fingerless gloves. Like I know they make the ones where they have like touch sensors like on the pads of the fingers, but I still don't really like them, so I like these instead. Very warm. The color that I used for this, it's from Hobby Tea Time. This one is the color Oolong. And then I made another one for my mom with, I think their colorway is called like Rooibos. I can't pronounce it at all. Look how gorgeous. This is like one of my first times using like radiant yarn, or like yarn that's kind of like self-striping, and it's so pretty and it's so soft too. Like I think this is like an acrylic wool blend, something like that. But I embroidered pickle on one side and then pumpkin on the other side. So, and this was like my mom's request. She wanted the two babies on each side. So yeah, the color is just so gorgeous too. I really like it. And you really don't need that much yarn. I think I probably used like about 75 grams for both of these, I think, if I can remember correctly. And I also used new like cast on and cast off methods. So I used I think the Italian bind off or the tubular bind off. I forgot which one I used. I can't really tell the difference too. And then I used the Italian bind on method. No, Italian cast on. Gosh, I don't even know my terms. And like I've been knitting for how many years now? Like 3 years. But yeah, it looks a lot better. I actually screwed up mine, but I don't really care. You can tell it looks very much neater in this one right here because I actually did the cast on correctly. But yeah. If y'all looking for a hand warmer pattern, I got one already and it has graded and made to measure instructions. The next thing that I made was this. It's my first time knitting a tapestry. I made this for my sister because she really likes Snoopy. But as you can see, it's not the best. There's some black actually peeking through because I used the catching floats method. I'm not actually sure what it's actually called. And I think I caught too many black floats in this white fabric. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna cut some of the black yarns and just secure them away so that they're not caught and like showing through. But I still think this came out cute. And also I was off by like 1 stitch. So as you can see, this is literally touching the garter border, but then this has 2 stockinette stitches, so it should have been 1 and 1, but I realized way too late that I made a mistake. So I was not about to frog everything because I genuinely detested making this, and I think I will just stick to crochet tapestries because they're a lot easier for me, and honestly this was not fun to knit at all, which is really weird because I'm relatively okay at knitting like color work, but then when it came to knitting this, it was just not fun. Like, I'm not going to subject myself to that again. Anyway, next, this is a pair of leg warmers. I actually used to have a lot of leg warmers. I have like, I think 3 leg warmer tutorials on my channel because I really like them, and I actually honestly do wear them a lot. Like, I literally wore one already and it's on that chair over there, but you obviously can't see. It's like that black blob right here. But yeah, I made these, I crocheted them. It's slightly flared on the end, and it also has like a fold over top. And I actually was debating on whether or not I wanted to include some kind of like tie on the top here, but I didn't do that. And I think it looks fine like this as well, so yeah. I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. I have not yet finished editing the tutorial. I literally have it like 90% done, but I cannot find motivation in myself to finish the other 10%, so yeah. But I promise it will come out before winter ends for the northern hemisphere at least. And yeah, it just depends on how motivated I am, because I'm also quite busy as well right now, but hopefully before December. Hopefully before December. I have this. It's my Miffy tote bag. I love this one so much. I think it's so cute. I actually want to make the same one but in full white. But this time I decided I would make a hooded one, which is also really cute. It honestly holds a lot. Like, it's pretty spacious. Like, I can literally stuff an entire Miffy inside of here. I think this is like the what? How big do you think this is? Do you think this is like maybe like 15 inches? In comparison to my body, this is how big she is. And then like literally I can just put her in the bag and she fits. Oh, but also if you wanted to make like an even bigger bag or a smaller bag, I have graded instructions. So you can honestly use whatever hook size and yarn size you want. I try to make like my patterns like really diverse for absolutely everyone to use. So that's kind of why I always have so many freaking options for you all. But like literally look, she fits. This bag is pretty big. And I also include instructions on how to line your bags because I fully believe in preserving your hard work and not letting your bajillion hours go to waste over time because of saggy bags. So I also have instructions on how to line it, like step by step. I'm honestly super thankful that y'all like this pattern because the other 2 patterns that I published after my house burned down didn't do so hot. I think I literally sold like maybe 5 of each, 5 copies of each across all platforms. Sometimes that's reality, you know? Sometimes we can't win all the time. I still like both of them though, and I'm still gonna talk about them in this video, so yeah. Anyway, the next one that I made is this one. It's called the inflorescence messenger bag. I got the name because I was thinking about compartments, and I like read this like post somewhere that talking about how daisies are actually a bunch of florets or like small flowers that are like come together to make like a big flower. And then I searched up the name of it, and apparently they're called like composite flowers. That's why I decided to name the bag Inflorescence, because it has a lot of compartments. It also has like these magnetic snaps and stuff, which is really convenient, and it has pockets on the side as well. And I'm actually really proud of how I set them in because they seem like pretty seamless, as well as pockets, or a pocket rather, on the inside. It's a huge front pocket, so this is what the front looks like, and then there's a pocket inside. I still need to line this. I'm so lazy, like I have not done it. And then a huge, very spacious inside for you to put whatever the heck you want inside. You can literally put your laptop, your iPad, books. You can put Miffy inside again. Like, I try to make my bags like actually usable. I don't like it when they're too small. See, Miffy fits. Probably put like a small dog inside or a cat, but I don't know if that's super ethical. As long as like the top is open and they can breathe, I guess it's okay. But yeah, it's quite spacious. I like it a lot. As per usual, I include instructions on how to line this bag in the pattern. I try to be as thorough as possible. And I also have a lot of instructions on how to do these appliques. So I have like a clover, some flowers, a big flower, also a big clover, and I'm also going to include like more like a bow, some stars probably, and then maybe some other ones that I can like think about, because I've made a lot of appliques, I can barely pronounce that, in my life. So I just want to include all the ones that like I've ever made basically in the pattern. I have this. This is something that I just haven't really shown because I don't feel like it, but I made an eclair bolero for my sister. So however, it doesn't have like any of the straps in the front or like the bows. She just wanted like an open front one, which is also perfectly fine. It also looks really cute. It reminds me honestly more of the sweater sleeves that I was super inspired by, which are the Simonette ones. I know these don't look even remotely similar, but basically I got into the idea of sweater sleeves because of the Simonette sweater sleeves. So it's really cute. It's a navy blue, has tapered sleeves. As you can see, it's a slight taper, and it looks really cute on. So yeah, it basically looks like how my eclair bolero looks on me, except for that bow in the front. So yeah. Next is my eclair bolero, this one right here. Super cute. And then I don't have the fronts tied, but I love the fronts. There was actually somebody who recommended I name this like the udon bolero, because these two, because I described these two like bow front parts as like big udon noodles because of like how thick they are, and it's also like crocheted in the round, so it's like literally a long tube as well. But yeah, I really like mine as well. I really like the print. This is probably one of my favorite hobby yarns because of how soft it is. I think it's called cotton silk. They have solid colors as well as this like printed color that you can use. But I really went for this one because the colors kind of remind me of like, what? Like moss, greenery, forest, swamps, which is what I like. So yeah, I ended up choosing that colorway instead of any of the other colorways that they have on their website. And honestly, I feel like these are perfect for like spring and summer, like warmer weather. Like if you're going somewhere and it's a little chilly because it's like windy, but you don't want to like overheat by putting on a full sweater, you can literally just put this on and then you're all good. This also, I wanted to pay homage to like one of my old designs, the palmier sweater sleeves. This is literally the crochet version except with tapered sleeves. Yeah, it's literally the same concept, the same construction, basically everything. So if you wanted to make a crochet version of the palmier sleeves, you know, like after some years I finally got it out. Of course you don't have to, but it would make me more happy if like more than 5 people besides my testers made this as well. Yeah. So this one is really pretty. This is one of the only tests that I've done within like the past few months because I didn't really feel like testing anything else. Oh, besides that one copy editing thingy that I did for Sophie. This is the Spring Song Cardigan by Rye, also known as by Hazy Moon on Instagram. The pattern is really cute. Let me show you a better version of it. Let me show you the back. Do you see this? It's like a little diamond and then this like web-like pattern over here that I really like. I am a huge fan of like mesh stitches. I really like filet crochet. I really like crochet mesh stitches. I think knitting mesh stitches are pretty good too, but something about crochet mesh stitches, like I really like them like a lot. That's why I really like this cardigan. This is like probably like gonna be my go-to cardigan for spring now that it's like kind of too cold to wear this. But yeah. Oh, I didn't weave in this end, but it's okay. I actually, when I posted a reel of myself styling this, a lot of people commented that the outfit looked like shaggy, and honestly, in retrospect, it really does. And that wasn't actually my intention, but I like the comparison. I actually used to really like watching Scooby-Doo when I was younger. But yeah, really cute. It has a V-neck and wide sleeves. And then it has this like detailing that I made in this contrast color on the bottom, as well as one set of ties on the front. And now you may be asking me, hey Ella, this yarn, it looks awfully familiar. Have you used this yarn for a different project? And my answer will be indeed I did. However, I frogged that project. And it makes me really sad to say this because that project was my olive top, which I personally really liked. I personally think it's the like perfect simple milkmaid top. So if that is your thing, I do recommend the olive top as well. And yes, this might be an ulterior motive to get some of y'all to get those two patterns, because legit the sales for them were so bad. But yeah, I didn't even really talk about why I frogged it. So the reason why I frogged it is because this yarn, which is a blend of cotton and linen, is actually really stiff. It does get softer with wash. Like I already washed this I think twice already, but I didn't anticipate that it would be so difficult to take on and off. Like when I was actually trying it on, it wasn't too hard, but then after I set in, I did this sleeves as well as like finish the neckline and everything, like I realized that dang, I'm gonna be way too lazy to wear this because it literally takes a workout to take it on and off. So yeah, I ended up frogging it. There is that. But for now, I will see it as a nice sacrifice, because by unraveling Olive, which did not cooperate with me, I was able to make this gorgeous spring song cardigan. Oh, this one. I probably should have talked about this one earlier, but this one is basically a scarf. As you can see, it's literally just a long strip. It's actually really fun to knit. I was actually perusing the internet and I was trying to figure out if there was some kind of scarf pattern that I wanted to use. So I ended up doing this one. It's a really nice pattern, isn't it? And it's also double-sided. It's pretty gorgeous also with this yarn. I think the texture really lets the yarn stand out without it being like too in your face, like with the texture and the color. This is called, I believe, the Handspun One Row Scarf by Yarn Harlot, I believe. I'll just like I said, I'm just gonna include all the links like in the description to the tutorial or the pattern, but it is a free pattern and I actually just really enjoyed it. I think this is actually quite popular on Ravelry as well, but as you can see, it's really easy, it's really simple, and it has like a really nice texture. And I think this pattern, if I'm not wrong, was created with the intention to use handspun yarn. So if you're gonna use gradient yarns or variegated yarns like this, I feel like it would be perfect to make a scarf out of. Because you actually also don't need that much to make a scarf. Like I think this is literally like 75 grams of yarn. I don't know, I don't have a weight with me right now, so I can't weigh it, but yeah. I made this one for my mom. And I stole it from her so I could make this video. And then I didn't film this video until approximately a week after, so she's been scarfless for 1 week, but I will give this back to her soon. This next one that I made is also for my mom. This is one of the first knits that I did. No, this is the first knit that I did after May or April? May, I think. But it looks like this. It's very simple. It's like raglan, but you can't tell that much anymore. Well, you can kind of see it right here because this yarn is like super fluffy, and I already washed it once, which kind of made it like felt together. So you literally cannot even see the stitch definition anymore. But I like it like this. I think it looks really cute like this. And because I am very dumb and I made the neckline too big again, which is something that I tend to do when I'm not referencing a pattern for a raglan sweater, I actually put little pleats in the back, like a little box pleat, and then I added a bow that's kind of like crossing the back like that, so it looks like this. And I actually think it's quite cute. And it's really easy to wear too. I like styled this a few times. But it's basically your average oversized raglan, except I screwed up, so I put a bow in the back. But honestly, that just makes it look cuter in my opinion. And then last but not least, if I can put this on the table without it tumbling down, perfect. I have this one. This is my Lucky Star cardigan. It is probably one of my favorite designs just because like I personally really like stars, and I like stuff that's patchwork, and I like stuff that also uses up yarn scraps. Now, to be transparent, I did not use yarn scraps for this. I made this for a hobby campaign, but you can definitely use your yarn scraps, like any sort of like fiber you can use. It is graded just because I felt like it would be too complicated to make y'all figure out the calculations by yourself because of this patchworkness. However, it does have quite a few sizes. I think it goes up to 72. It's like 32 to 72, I think, and that's a total of 6 or 8 sizes. I think it's 6. Yeah, I believe so. I made the middle size, like the one in the very middle, I think 48 inches for the bust, which is a really nice oversize. Now I am dumb, and instead of hand washing this, I put it in the wash. I didn't put it in the dryer, but I put it in the wash and it did shrink visibly. So now this is like basically the size below that, which is I think 42 inches, and it's also shorter than how I personally would have liked, but I think it's still really cute. I like the colors. I miss my first one. I'm going to make my first one again, like remake it using the same yarn and the same color palette. Just not right now, but in general, I just try to make this like as polished as possible. It is the classic drop sleeve just because I personally really like them. I wear a lot of things that are drop sleeve, like this sweater itself that I thrifted, but yeah, it does taper. Just like this one, because even though I do really like the balloon sleeve or the wide sleeve, I thought that a tapered sleeve would look better with this one, which is why I opted for that as well. Now one thing that I wanted to point out is I did actually make these squares separately. I made them in stripes. If you watch my vlog, you'll see what I mean, and then I did seam it together just because I personally don't mind seaming. However, if you do want to literally do intarsia and just make each panel like in one go, you totally can do that. I have testers who are doing that. I'm actually going to include a little note about that and how it might slightly change the measurement of your sweater, just because when you seam things, you're losing 1 stitch on each side. So if you don't lose those 2 stitches, it'll probably be bigger by 1 to 2 inches depending on how big of a size you're making. So that is one thing to keep in mind, and one thing that is possible if you would like to choose the other poison, which is intarsia, which I personally think is worse than seaming. So yeah, you can choose. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.